What's going on, y'all? It's your favorite respiratory therapist here. Um, I know it's been a while, whatever. I'm tired of explaining to y'all. But anyways, the lighting might be messed up. I am in a parking garage here. I had some class at work um to take from 8 to 11 today. You know, I live an hour away if you forgot. So, and I work tonight, so I was like, there's no way in hell I'm leaving and coming back. Gas is too expensive for that. So I brought my work clothes. I really don't have anything to do until it's like 3:30. I don't have anything to do until work 6:30. So I'm laying in my car. Let me justify something else. This is an airplane pillow. Again, I do drive really far. My neck be hurting. So got me a little airplane pillow. I don't drive without it. Um, and I don't, since I was sleeping, whatever. Anyways, I was scrolling Instagram, saw a meme about a code, and then boom, I have some free time. I was like, okay, let me hop on here, see what y'all doing, make sure y'all good. And then I'm going to talk, it's story time. I want to talk about my worst code thus far. So here we go. I was in the ER. I was training. This was my last week of training, by the way, until I went on my own. And I'm in the ER. It's day 2. Over the intercom, I hear trauma tier 1, trauma tier 1. Now, I don't know if all hospitals, work the same or they do the same things, but at my hospital, they call over the intercom trauma tier 1 or a trauma tier 2. The difference is a tier 1 are the more extreme, the more critical patients who possibly can't protect their airway. You're more likely to intubate these patients. Tier 2 trauma is more like a ground level fall. I had someone who fell off their horse before. They called that a trauma. The patients who have more minor injuries, okay, less serious traumas. This was a tier 1. Also, on my work, I have a pager. The pager simultaneously is going off, and it includes a description of the trauma, an estimated time of arrival, and what room that you need to go to. So I'm looking at my pager. It's a tier 1 multiple stab wound victim. First of all, it's like a Tuesday morning at like 9 a.m. What the hell? How the hell? When the hell? I don't know what this patient was doing, where he was at when he got stabbed. I just don't know. But he did. So anyways, I'm like, okay, I got 5 minutes. So I get the ventilator, get the stuff like that. Again, I have my preceptor with me still because I was training. So I wasn't totally on my own. He saved my ass, basically. So anyway, he was reminding me what to get, showing me the ropes of how trauma tier 1s work. This was my first trauma tier 1. Okay. By the way. So anyway, so I walk out of the little lab that our respiratory, like all of our stuff is, and the doors that lead to the ambulance bay are in the same hallway. So I walk out of the respiratory room, and boom, the doors are open. They're rolling the patient in on the gurney, doing CPR, and my first thought is like, what the hell? Like, that should say 5 minutes. Like, it's been 30 seconds and they are straight here already. So my heart rate is elevated. Okay. My heart rate, I'm tachycardic right now at this point. My armpits are dripping sweat. I'm instantly stressed out. I'm just like, okay, it's going down. Like, how do you just bust through the doors doing CPR? Like, that's the movie shit right there already. So I was like, okay, it's going down. So we go into the room. My preceptor, God bless his soul, he is getting all the intubation stuff ready. I go to the head of the bed. I'm just bagging the patient. That's my job the entire time. Like, I really didn't have a rough job or anything like that because, I was learning the ropes. My preceptor did, assisted with the intubation. I was at the head of the bed, but I wasn't included in any of that, which I agree. I don't think I should have been. And that was not the right patient to learn or, take your time with and explain errors or even, nothing like that. So he assisted the intubation. So at this point, we established the airway. We established the airway while they're doing CPR, by the way. So that was just crazy. It's normal, but it's, my first time seeing it. It was crazy. So I'm just bagging the patient. The doctor, like, everyone is like stress level increased by 30. It was chaotic as hell. Everyone is freaking out. Everyone's running around, bumping into each other. There's like 30 people in the room being looky-loos that didn't even need to be in there. Just crowding space. And so, I don't know. The doctor like was just freaking out, had anxiety. She snatched the bag from me because, I don't think she was like, you need to bag like this. Like, she was getting it with that bag. Like, she wanted me to like be getting it. And I was just bagging, you know what I mean? And so she snatched it from me and I was like a little bit like upset and embarrassed, but I really didn't have time to care. And then, oh my God. So then my phone rings and I remember my phone ringing, and remember, I'm ER main right now. So I have the ER phone. So if someone's calling me, someone needs me. So I remember being like so conflicted because I was just like, what do I do right now? I'm clearly like dealing with the most critical, intense patient in this entire hospital at this moment. I felt like, should I answer? Do I not? But then I didn't want my preceptor to be like, why won't you answer? Like, I don't know. My better judgment now obviously is like, okay, I have a backup. Everybody knows the backup's phone number. If the backup can't answer, then they'll call the lead and like, or they'll just simply have to wait. Like, I'm dealing with the most intense thing right now. I answered that phone, y'all. I answered the phone, and respiratory, this is Shelby, in the code, bagging the patient. And I could feel my preceptor's eyes like burning a hole through my head. Like, I didn't even want to look at him. I looked at him and he was like, he gave me this look like, if you don't hang up that motherfucking phone right now, like, I will have you fired. Like, he just gave me this like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, just this look that was like, I can't believe you just did that. I hung up that phone so quick. I'm not even kidding. And again, I felt like embarrassed. I felt like crap. Like, why would I do that? I was beating myself up. This is like while everything else is going on. I'm like having a whole conversation with myself in my head. Like, why? I don't know. Like, that just stressed me out. So anyways, she snatched the bag from me. After like things kind of calmed down, I like kind of like stuck my way to the bag back. Like, that was my only job. Don't take my only job from me right now. So I took the bag back. And the doctors, they do all, surgical things in the operating room. Not this time. They took a little device, whatever the hell that is. They cut this man from armpit to armpit horizontally. It looked like a round pizza cutter that was like motorized. So like a chain, like a not like a chainsaw, but like damn near one. And it was making all that noise and obviously sharp enough to cut through bone. So they cut this fool wide open. With every breath I'm giving the patient, you can see his lungs expanding, his lungs going back to normal, his lungs expanding, his lungs going back to normal. So I was like tripping out because his head is like right there. You know what I mean? I'm at the head of the bed. His head is right there, so I can see everything. This man had stab wounds to the forehead, the heart. So that's why they cut him open. He had a stab wound to the heart, the arms, the stomach, the back. It was like seriously multiple stab wounds. So anyways, they cut him open. The heart is out. The lungs are out. With every like beat that the heart is beating, you can see blood squirting out on the floor. Like, it was really movie like in there. And so the doctors, like, put their hand on the heart to try to get it to stop bleeding. They decided to suture. Wait, hold on. Before that, like, they wanted to shock him a couple different times. And I remember, like, it was such an emergency situation. My preceptor, I was the one bagging. Usually when they're going to shock somebody, it's like, okay, everybody hands off. You step back, they shock, and then you go back to doing what you're doing. But in this situation, my preceptor was like, no, don't stop bagging. Don't stop bagging. And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, it's not going to affect you. It's not going to affect you. And I was like, we're going to shock the patient. Like, what do you mean? Like, I'm not trying to get electrocuted. I'm not trying to die. Like, what do you mean? I was so nervous. But, like, he was telling me to do it, to keep my hands on the bag while they're shocking the patient. And I remember being so nervous, like, oh my God, I'm about to die because I'm listening to this man. Like, what the hell? So I leave my hands on the bag. They shock the patient. I'm good. I'm still alive. I'm here making this video, y'all. So I guess the bagging the patient while shocking, like, it doesn't affect you. What do you know? I learned something new, but I wanted to be like, are you motherfucking crazy? You come back this patient while they're shocking this patient. Like, I was really scared to do that. But I did it. Anyways, so back to the situation. So the heart is squirting out blood. They go to sew the heart up. They're doing cardiac massages, all type of stuff. And then the doctors kind of were like, okay, we cannot do what we need to do down here. Like, they needed to be in the OR with all their resources, all of their tools, you know what I mean? In the environment that they're used to, doing stuff like that in. So they covered him up, his open chest, with blue towels. And they were like, let's go. We needed to go to the OR. So I bagged the patient all the way up to the OR, dropped him off. They connected him to the OR vent. And it was like, wipe my hands of this patient. My job here is done. And it's like, I went back to the ER to do more work. It was like, it was just crazy to me. And I was still new at this point, like I said. So I was lost. And the way that I got back to the ED was that I followed the blood drops back. Like, it was crazy. Needless to say, that patient ended up dying. And like, everybody was talking about it, you know what I mean, that whole day, because traumas like that, you really, like, unless you work at like a level 3 or however the numbers go, you're really not experiencing like really, really bad stuff like that. So it was so intense. It was so crazy. And it's like, I made mistakes. You know what I mean? I'm just like recalling, and I don't know, I'm going to lose my train of thought because I'm like seeing this patient or whatever. But, that, my friends, is the craziest code that I've been in thus far. I've been in some other codes that have, been a little crazy, but that one is by far the most crazy code that I've had. If you have any stories, I always got to end my thing by including y'all. So, if you have any stories you want to share, any crazy codes, anything like that, don't hesitate to comment. Because I'm trying to see what goes on. Other than that, rate, comment, subscribe. I gotta start saying that at the end of my videos because I really don't be plugging myself. I really don't say that. And I'm like right there. I need some more subscribers. So rate, comment, subscribe, tell your friends. And I'll have some more videos coming. But other than that, I think I'm about to go to my favorite steakhouse before work. So I gotta go. I need to give myself some time. I will talk to you guys later. Any questions, as always, comment, let me know. I'll be more than happy to answer for you. All right? Have a good day.